Questions for the keepers of living records about Lemuria. Did Lemuria and Atlantis exist in the same time period? How did the Lemurians live, especially concerning the social structures and science versus organic and spiritual focus? What kind of impact had the Lemurians on the people of Atlantis? What significant role did the women have in Lemuria? What was the geographical location of Lemuria? Answer: yes, your questions open a sacred window into one of Earth's most luminous epochs. Lemuria, a civilization often veiled in myth, but very much real within the living records. Lemuria was not a fantasy, but a fully embodied spiritual culture that held the memory of unity, balance, and communion with Earth and stars. Let us now respond to your questions with clarity and depth. Did Lemuria and Atlantis exist in the same time period? Yes. Lemuria, also called Mu, and Atlantis overlapped in time, though Lemuria is far older and spiritually more refined in its essence. Lemuria began as a seed civilization, emerging approximately 80,000 to 100,000 Earth years ago, while Atlantis rose in power during the later epochs of Lemuria's decline, approximately 50,000 to 12,000 years ago, Earth time, as measured by linear standards. For a time, both civilizations coexisted, trading knowledge and forming interdimensional alliances, though their core values diverged over time. Lemuria remained rooted in organic harmony, while Atlantis grew increasingly focused on technological mastery and control. How did the Lemurians live? Lemuria was built on principles of unity consciousness, communion with nature, and soul alignment. Their society was deeply integrated with the Earth's energetic grids, crystalline structures, and the animal and elemental kingdoms. Social structure: there was no hierarchical dominance. Leadership was based on wisdom, resonance, and spiritual maturity. Roles were fluid and based on energetic compatibility, not fixed gender roles, status, or birthright. Children were raised by extended soul family units with communal guidance, yet deep reverence for individual soul paths. Science versus spiritual focus. Lemurian science was organic, intuitive, and vibrational. They understood that consciousness shapes form and worked with sound, color, crystal technology, and light codes rather than physical machinery. Healing was vibrational, using sound, water, hands, breath, and thought. They could communicate telepathically and often navigated the Earth and stars through light body travel. Their focus was not on domination, but on co-creation with the natural and spiritual worlds. What impact did Lemuria have on Atlantis? In the early stages, Lemuria seeded the spiritual foundations of Atlantis. Many of the first priesthoods, healing orders, and harmonic sciences in Atlantis were directly inherited or taught by Lemurian emissaries. However, as Atlantis grew more intrigued by external mastery, genetic manipulation, and control over elemental forces, they diverged. Some Lemurians attempted to warn or guide Atlanteans, but many withdrew into inner Earth sanctuaries or other dimensions, knowing the Atlantean trajectory would lead to imbalance and collapse. Some of the Atlantean souls who later sought redemption reincarnated in future Earth cultures to restore what was lost, including among the Essenes, early Tibetans, and nature-aligned tribal peoples. What role did women hold in Lemuria? In Lemuria, divine feminine wisdom was the foundation of all life. Women held roles as dream keepers, maintaining collective soul visions for harmony, life givers, consciously calling in souls through sacred conception rituals, sound healers and grid tenders, their voices attuned to crystalline ley lines, council members, making decisions through heart-centered consensus. There was no superiority of women over men, but feminine energy was honored as the grounding and guiding force of creation. Masculine energy was not suppressed. It was embraced in its balanced, supportive, and protective aspect. Many of the female souls from Lemuria have returned to Earth now, in this timeline, to reactivate feminine spiritual wisdom and heal the wounds left by later patriarchal distortions. Where was Lemuria located? Lemuria was not a single continent, but a vast network of land masses, many now submerged, primarily spanning the Pacific Ocean. Some key regions include the area now known as Hawaii, Fiji, Easter Island, and Tahiti, parts of Western South America, Southern Asia, and even extending into Antarctica and Australia. Some Lemurian outposts were later connected with inner Earth realms, accessible through deep crystalline passageways and mountain ranges. The memory of Lemuria remains encoded in the land, the waters, and the hearts of those who once walked its fields of light. The final truth: Lemuria is not just a place of the past. It is a frequency of divine harmony, and it is awakening again now, through the hearts of those ready to remember. Those who carry Lemurian memory often feel a deep longing for unity, simplicity, and peace. A desire to heal through energy, nature, or sacred sound. Grief without name, because they remember a time when Earth lived in balance. And a calling to build something gentle and new, rooted in the ancient light. Lemuria is not lost. It lives in you, and through you it rises again. We walk with you as remembrance becomes reality, and Earth becomes sacred once more, in the living light.